All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with a brand new video. And in this video, we are going to answer the age-old question that I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking yourself is, how much money do you need to make a full-time living? I know I get this question asked about 1 to 2 times a month as of right now. So you know what? I thought I'd make a video on this, answer this question. And if anybody ever has this question in the future, I can just send them this video. Now, what you are seeing right now is, well, me in the corner in a webcam, but I'm also giving you guys a little walking tour of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It's a beautiful place. If you haven't been to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, I strongly recommend it. As you guys know, I'm traveling and trading, and I want to give you guys a little bit of my traveling parts too. So I'm just going to be giving you guys a little walking tour through the Malecon of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and maybe sometime in a couple years or in the future, you guys decide, hey, I want to go there because I saw this guy's video and it looks like a beautiful place. I'm just going to be answering this question. So let's dive right into it. The question is, how much money do you need to make a full-time living in trading? Now, how I answer this question is it always depends on your lifestyle and where you are currently living around the world. Now, somebody living in Southeast Asia, which would be like Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, or maybe in Mexico, Central America, South America, or maybe Africa, the second and third world countries, your standard of living is typically a lot lower and everything is a lot cheaper. So you don't typically need to be making the same amount of money that somebody living in, say, a first world country like Canada or America or anywhere in Western Europe because the standard of living is a lot higher and it's more expensive. Food, cost of living, your rent's going to be at least $1,000 a month versus if you're in a place like Mexico, it could be $300, $400, $500 a month, depending on what your lifestyle is, right? Actually, a cool video I want to make is me traveling in Mexico, living in a city for 1 month, living off of $1,000. So I would like to make a video like that over the next coming months. I'm actually currently in Mexico City right now, going to Costa Rica. For somebody living in one of the second or third world countries out there, your standard of living and the cost of living is going to be a lot less. In my opinion, you should really, it's about $1,000 is what most people in Mexico or these other countries in second and third world countries are living off of a month. A lot of people are less. Actually, I talk to people in Mexico and I say like $1,000 and they're like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. How do you spend that much money, right? Obviously, it's pretty easy as a foreigner, but as a local, $1,000 is a lot of money, especially when they're only making $500 or $700 a month. So you tell them $1,000, they're like, wow, that's a lot of money. You can do a lot of things with that. So it really depends on where you are around the world. Now, if you're in a first world country, you're probably going to be spending at least $2,000, $3,000 a month. Now, the amount of capital you need to trade on that, let's say, for example, you need 5% a month. Some people might be saying, oh, that's really bad. That's very low. Some people might say, oh, wow, that's really high. 60% a year, then you add compounding interest. That's actually extremely good. Every hedge fund, mutual fund out there, they will all say 20% a year is outstanding, right? So if you can bang out 60%, that's pretty incredible. Obviously, you are going to have up months and down months, but let's call it average it out 5% a month. Let's just go like that. Now, if you're living in a first world country making 5% with, say, a $10,000 account, what is that? I don't know, $500, I believe, $500. You can't do much with $500 in a first world country like America or Canada or Western Europe, right? So you're going to have to be making at least $2,000, $3,000 a month, in my opinion, to keep a standard living as the normal. So the amount of capital that I think you need for something like that, obviously depending on how much you're willing to risk, obviously, you risk it for the biscuit. You risk high, you're going to get better rewards. Maybe you're a trader that likes to do high risk and wants to risk 5% of his account every single trade. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to risk something like that, that's totally cool. Now, I recommend maybe 1 to 2%. So if you're going to be making, say, 5%, you need, and you're risking 1% trading capital and you have a $100,000 trading account, well, 5% a month is $5,000. You could live honestly anywhere around the world with $5,000 a month. Now, you might be thinking, I don't have access to $100,000. So yes, okay, let's say you have $50,000 a month. Maybe you need to risk more. So maybe you up it to 2% in order to hit that rate. There's nothing wrong with that. Or maybe you have 20,000, so you have to do like 3 or 4% or 5% per trade. It's whatever you are willing to risk. Now, if you don't necessarily have the trading capital for something like that, if you don't have $50,000 or $100,000, well then there's trading firms and prop firms out there that are willing to back you if you are a profitable trader. They will give you $50,000 or $100,000 if you go through their trial of 2 to 3 months and you prove to them that you are making money. Then they will give you money. There you go. There's your $50,000 to $100,000. I understand not everybody has access to $50,000 to $100,000, but realistically, that's something that you need. I recommend having if you want to stick to low risk and able to able to make a full-time living in a first world country. Now, if you're living in a second or third world country, in my opinion, all you really need is $10,000 to $20,000 American, and you can make a full-time living very easily. Say $1,000 a month, that's very reasonable with a ten to well $20,000 bankroll. But if you don't have that capital, like I said, there are prop firms out there that will back you with 50,000, 100,000, $250,000 if you prove to them that you are making money. So obviously, before you go into prop firms like that, you obviously want to make sure you're making money first. You don't just pay them $500 or $300 to take their trial and you're not even making money, right? So make sure you are making money first before you do something like that and trade somebody else's money. Now, a quick point I wanted to touch on is if you are working a full-time job right now and you want to quit that and you want to go full-time into trading, I first recommend making more money in your trading before you quit your job and actually go full-time into trading. I actually know a lot of traders that did that, but then after a year they're like, "Damn, I just know how to manage my time and this is boring. I'm going to go back to a job that I like." And they like that 9 to 5 schedule, but they still make more money in their trading. They just like that 9 to 5 job and they're doing a job that they really like. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Another point that I wanted to touch base on is if you think that you can turn $1,000 account or a $5,000 account into $1 million or $100,000 in like a year, sure, it's possible. But if that's what you think that you're going to do right off the bat, odds are it's not going to work. I know you hear success stories, but there's a lot more failures than actual success stories. You almost hear about every success story that does manage to do that because it sells, right? Wow, look, I turned my $5,000 account or my $1,000 account into $100,000 or $1 million. That story sells. It sells product, right? Odds are there is a million people that try doing that, but they ended up blowing their account. You just don't hear about them, right? Most people that you talk to, like, hey, how long did it take you to make money? They're like, hey, it took me 2, 3 years, but I ended up blowing 3, 4 accounts. Most people blow through 3, 4 accounts or something like that, right? This could be a totally other video, but like, I think I think some people would agree. I think most people would agree that 5% is pretty good a month consistently. There'll be people like, oh, I make 10, 20% a month. That's great. That's fantastic. Good for you, right? But if you can make 5%, that's pretty good. That's 60% a year compounding. If you do it every single month, obviously there's going to be better months, there's going to be bad months. But let's just imagine 5% a month, 60% a year. That's not including compounding interest. Um, Now, if I take one trader, trader A and trader B, and you come and ask, say, me, trader A, and I say, oh, how much money did you make? Oh, I made 5%. You might be thinking, oh, wow, that's good. Yeah, I made, say I'm trading a $100,000 account. Yeah, I made $5,000 this month. Great. Wow, that's really good, man. I wish I could be like you. Okay. Now, a couple days go by, you talk to another trader, and he says, yeah, I made 5% this month too, but I only made $500, right? And he's trading a $10,000 account. Hopefully, my math is right on that. Um, you might be thinking, oh, wow, he only made $500. That's dog crap. I can't do anything with that. See, now your mindset is stuck on the money part as in it's a dollar figure, not a percentage figure. Don't think in dollars, you got to think in percentage. 5% is still 5%. It's just two different account size, two different lifestyles. We still made 5% together. It's the only difference is the account size, right? You might be thinking, wow, congratulations, you made $5,000. That's unreal. I could do a lot with that. But then you go ask trader B and he says, oh, I made 5% too, but I only made $500. Well, you have a smaller account, but you just made 5%. Maybe in a second or third world country, your money goes a long way, but in a first world country, your money does not go a long way. You guys see what I mean? If uh, if you guys didn't fully understand everything, let me know, and I will happily answer the questions in the description. If you did appreciate this little walking tour, the fireworks and everything through Puerto Vallarta, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. You can email me or hit me up on social media at Moneyball Austin. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic time, and I will see you guys soon. Cheers.